So in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to draw on your 3D printer, like this. So we're going to need a photo for the 3D printer to draw. The only requirement that is needed is it needs to be in a JPEG format. If it's in a PNG, the Cura program actually thinks that the transparent background is a solid color. So this whole picture will just be black then. The photo doesn't need to be in black and white, it can be in multicolors. But if you're trying to tune your 3D printer to draw in 2D, I recommend getting a black and white photo to start off with. So once you have the photo, simply just drag and drop the photo into Cura. And if you're using a photo like mine, which is only 2 colors, you can copy my settings here. Just don't change width and depth. And since I only want the Adidas logo to be drawn, I'll use darker is higher. And smoothing, if you have a high resolution photo, you don't need any smoothing. So now that we have the photo load into Cura, I recommend making a new profile so you don't screw up with the old settings. The settings here, you can copy mine. This is what I found to work best. I know it looks weird that I have flow enabled to 10%, but once the G code is loaded into the printer, we're going to disable flow down to 0% so it doesn't push any filament through. And as for printing temperature, make sure it is higher than the room temperature. If it's below room temperature, your print will never start. As for printing speed, it doesn't really matter, but I found that 100 millimeters per second works perfect. If you go any higher than that, your resolution on the drawing is not going to be that great. Now that we changed the settings in here, we're going to need to fix up the photo. As you can see, it's not only going to print the black, but it's also going to print the white here, and we don't want that. We want to remove the background. So an easy way to fix that is going to scale and set the Z down to 0.1. If you're going to do a photo that involves multicolor, that's like a scenery or a portrait, I recommend you set the Z down to 0.3 instead, because you're going to need to have depth in your photo. Now that we set the scale, we need to move on to mirror. I don't know if it's just my printer, but my printer seems to print inverted. So we're going to need to offset this in Cura. So when it prints the right way. Okay, so the way I have my 3D printer set up for the drawing is simply a piece of paper cut to the size of my print bed, and I just use 4 binder clips. Oh wait, shit. So I use 4 binder clips to hold the piece of paper down, and as for the pen, all I did was simply use a ballpoint pen and a zip tie. I've seen people use a 3D printed mount, but honestly this works just as good if the ballpoint pen is lower than the print head, so it slides across really easily. Before we draw, we're gonna need to remove the filament. Another easy way is just simply unplug the extruder cable, so it won't push any filament through. Now once that's done, we can initiate the print.
Invincible.
So if you did this correctly, the printer should only draw over the layer once. That's unless you are doing a picture that has more than one color. It's going to need to add depth into the photo.